Good morning, everyone. Hoping everyone can hear me okay. This is the first time I've done a webinar in a little while. This is Lisa Marie here at Insurance Agency Marketing. We are getting started here. All right, let's get started. This is Lisa Marie, Insurance Agency Marketing. Today, our guest speaker is Dave Pimper. He will be joining us shortly. Dave Pimper is a regular top producer with us, has been for several years. He's been in the business for over 40 years. I've known him for about 10 of those years. We have been in business here at IAMS for 36 years. I think he's been helping producers out with Social Security claiming for about 13, 14, 15 years, something like that now. He also is well known for his Social Security seminars and for his Retirement Boss Radio. So the first thing I want to do is thank you for joining us on our webinar. We have webinars on a regular basis here at Insurance Agency Marketing. Some things about our business, first of all, is we have amazing client service, customer service. If you need something, you can call us and we will answer in 2 rings or less with a real person. Our new producer builders that I think that you should really know about when you start with IAMS. So some of you, I see some participants today that have taken advantage of this new producer builders program, have been with us for a while. Some things to note on here are the 500,000 level and the 750,000 level. Those both have Dave Pimper items involved in those. So 4,000 piece postcard mailing or a Dave Pimper seminar system, the Retirement Boss Radio. Those are amazing programs that you could really build your business with, a great investment of our money in your business. So it's just a great way to build that. We have several other options as well, but those are some things I wanted you to take note of, were some of the systems that Dave has available through IAMS. We also have a referred producer program. I know Dave has brought on several producers here. Just like your business, the best thing that we can do is give a referral. So those are your best clients, are the ones that you get referrals from. Same here. If you love the service you get from IAMS and appreciate what we do for your business, share it and we will share the wealth. You get a $50 one-time bonus when your referral agent contracts, a $100 bonus when they get their first piece of business paid, and then a little extra override. It doesn't take money away from them or you. It actually we share the wealth with you. Same with the marketing reimbursement. We pay $100 marketing reimbursement per 100,000 in premium. So we match you dollar for dollar on what you invest in your business because we want to help you grow. The Life and Annuity Academy is coming up next month. It's coming up soon. This is an amazing training. You get a lot of really great speakers and presenters here, top producers, people in their field that know exactly what they are doing. We have 2-day training, includes sales ideas and strategies from top producers. So we pick 4 of our top producers to share with you at the Life and Annuity Academy. We only have a few spots left for that. So if you're interested, give us a call. Call your sales managers, call your marketers. We'll get you taken care of. Firelight, if you are not doing applications on Firelight, you are missing out. Paper's going away. So this gets your business paid more quickly, and it helps us to look over your business as well. All right, here are some marketing solutions that we have here in-house, so more bang for your buck. Turnkey solutions. We have a marketing team here So it's not just the regular online stuff that everybody gets. You're going to have logo designs, business cards, brochures that are beautiful, digital solutions different than what everyone else has for a lot less money because you are producing with us. We cover a lot for you. Retirement Analyzer software. This is a great software program. I have played with it. I have helped producers through it. If you are placing business through us, you get this for free. If you'd like to try it and not sure if you'd like it, give your annuity sales director a call or life sales director a call. We will give you a few days free to give it a shot and try it. Once you're putting business with us, you get this for free, and it's a great sales tool. Kiowa Island, this is a beautiful place. So if you are a top producer with us, we take amazing trips. Next year's trip will be the Seaside Sanctuary with a top 20 trip extension to historical downtown Charleston. We've taken a lot of wonderful trips. The Alaskan Cruise is one that I remember fondly and that I know Dave remembers fondly. There are several great trips that we offer as well. I am going to turn it over to Dave. I know he's here, and I'm sorry, Dave, that I did miss a few slides at the beginning there, but the important part is that we have you here now. So I can either drive this for you or you can, whatever you prefer.
Whatever you want to do. That, you know what? If I think I'll go ahead and do it if that's all right.
Okay, I will give you that keyboard and mouse because it does not seem to be my strong point.
No, you did a real nice job. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. We got a half an hour together, so I appreciate that. My name is Dave Pimper. Happy Friday to you. I give you a kudos for coming on a webinar on a Friday. You could be in some parts of the world, you could be golfing right now. So we're going to talk about Social Security maximization. If you have a question, we have the audio off because we have so many. We just have a bunch of people on a bunch of producers on the phone. But it says, why you, the advisor, should really understand Social Security. Not many do. Only about 1 out of every 25 advisors understand Social Security. So here we go. And we're going to talk about kind of the ins and outs and from a high view, a little bit about Social Security claiming. So here we go with the slides. For some reason, I'm not going forward, Lisa Marie.
All
I think
right,
I will now.
Make sure.
Okay. If not, I'll have you do it. And I apologize. Got a little tech things going here.
It says you should have control.
Okay.
But I can move it too.
Boom. There it is. Okay. This is from Sarah O'Brien with CNBC. It's the excerpts word for word. Most retirees get little advisor help on Social Security. And then it says the majority of older Americans get no professional advice about a key part of retirement planning, Social Security, even if they work with a financial advisor. I am not making this up. Yesterday, I got a plant manager came on in from a Social Security workshop. It was at Elkhorn, which is where IAMS has their home office in West Omaha. And it was at the Elkhorn library. Comes in with his wife. His wife is still working. She's 60. He's 63. And he's been retired for about 6 months. And so they wanted to know specifically, they haven't taken Social Security, that questions on that. And I said, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? And he said, well, I'd like you to look at my investments. We're considering moving advisors. This is true. I'm not making this up. This just happened yesterday. And so it's just under 1.3 million. It was worth 1.6 or 6.5 million, and it went down quite a bit. He's unhappy with his advisor because his advisor didn't call him. He has nothing from the guaranteed side. and here's what he said to me. He said, and also I asked him about Social Security like 6 months ago, and he said he's got a guy that understands it. He did not. Well, it's a beautiful thing. And he said when we went to the seminar, and I explained I do other things besides just Social Security, of course, so they know. And he said we really came for Social Security, but we would consider having you take a look at our investments, which went further than that. We got some commitment lines, and we got a second appointment. Now, will I get that? I have no idea. There's probably a 50-50 chance. But will I say this? Do I think that the only reason that he came on in with Social Security, I know it was because he came to the seminar. It was a Social Security seminar. It wasn't a retirement seminar. Let's talk about your retirement funds, annuities. It isn't. It was a Social Security seminar. So that having that background on Social Security, which I can train you, I can train three different ways. There's three different ways I can train you. You can do it through a Social Security seminar, $2,950. We guarantee 35 signups. They're pretty hot right now. Or through Retirement Boss Radio that we talked about before. We coach you up 3 sessions there on Social Security. Both of those are paid for by IAMS, or you can just bypass IAMS, saying I don't want any marketing, but I do want to learn Social Security. $800. I coach you on four sessions. So there's 3 different ways to go in and get coached up on Social Security claiming. Okay. And for some reason, there we go. So we're going to take a test. Only 1 in 300 seniors could pass this test. There we go. So here we go. Take this test and see how you do. I don't know why I'm having trouble. I'm going to have you just maneuver this. I'll tell you when to do it. Okay. So question number 1. Take this test with me. 5 questions. To maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim Social Security? To maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim Social Security? Okay. You can go to the next one. The answer is not full retirement age. It is, keep going. A couple more clicks. There it is. Correct answer is 70. If you're single, if you just want the biggest check you can get, you wait to 70. But there's lots of times you want to take earlier to maximize your benefit, and that's the trick. Next slide. What's the earliest age you can receive survivor's benefits if you're not disabled? That's a good question. What's the earliest age you can receive survivor's benefits if you're not disabled? Well, you were quick on the draw. It is 60, though. You can take it a 71.5% discount if you take it at the age 60. That's the earliest you can take on a death benefit. Okay? Next slide. Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? What do you think? Okay, show the answer. You do. All right, next slide. Here we go. Actually, I don't know why. There it is. Can divorced spouses receive spousal benefits? That's a good question. If you're divorced, can you get a spousal benefit? Yes or no? Okay, show it. It's yes. But there's 4 stipulations. If you can guess 2, hold on here. If you can guess 2 of the 4 stipulations, I'm going to give this to you. What has to line up? What moons and stars have to line up here? Okay, the first one is you're married for at least 10 years consecutively. That's the first one. Second thing is you're currently unmarried. Okay? Third one, actually at least 62. And the fourth one is your divorce was at least 2 years ago or longer. Those 4 things have to line up for you to get a Social Security benefit. But if you've got 2 of those right, I'm going to give you that question right. Okay, last question. Number 5. Are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you're divorced? Are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you are divorced? What do you think? Okay, what's the answer? Yes, you are. But because it's divorce, those 4 stipulations have to be met. 10 years, married, currently unmarried, at least 62, divorce is 2 years, goes or longer. Only 38% of people knew that. How'd you do on that? How'd you do on those 5 questions? If you got 1 or 2 right, yeah, maybe 3. Yeah. I had a guy that said he knew 7 out of 10 on Social Security, and I asked him a question, and he just didn't have the right answer. Most people guess on Social Security, and I can show you how You can work it from a factual standpoint. Okay, next slide. How important is Social Security? It's very. Almost 60% of all retirees, they count their Social Security as their major source of income. How about them apples? 59% do. More than retirement plans, more than pensions, more than personal savings. Next slide. This is wild. Comes out of USA Today a couple, 3 years ago. Doing this one thing with your Social Security could mean losing $100,000 in retirement. Gosh. And then listen to this. Bullet point 1. How much does Social Security claiming at the wrong time cost you? Bullet point 2. And this is just wild. So let back going. Retirees can lose an average of $111,000 in income per household over their lifetime because they took Social Security benefits at the wrong time. Only 4% of retirees took Social Security benefits at the financially optimal age. And the financial optimal age isn't always waiting to 70. What happens if you've got stage 4 cancer and you're 66 years old? You're not going to wait to 70 because that's not the financially optimal age. You're going to die maybe before that. No. But only 4% take it the financially optimal age. That's what we do. We help people. Again, I'm not making this up. This came from Retirement Boss Radio. Truly, this was yesterday. I had 4 appointments yesterday. One was just Social Security. There was nothing else. They did have good money, over $1 million, but nothing I could work with. I had to go to one appointment. I had a doctor come in. Doctor came on in. This doctor came on in. He's 68 years old, same age I am. I'll be 68 in April. So graduated in high school in 73, born in 55. He comes on in, and he's carrying a rolling suitcase with him. I said, what in the heck is in that? He goes, I got paper in there. He's real introverted and very analytical. But he was there for Social Security. And the bizarre thing, he brings in a statement. And he said that statement isn't current, but it's not that old. It was from 2009. Truly, 2009. He has $3.5 million. He's concerned if something happened to him. His health isn't great, and his wife's a little younger, and he's willing to let me at least propose on $1 million of the $3.5 million. Now he came in and gave me from Retirement Boss Radio a Social Security statement. I'm telling you, about a third of the business we do is generated from Social Security in some fashion or form. If you know Social Security, you're going to increase your production. Next slide. Yeah, it was started in 1935 by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The 65 was the only age. That ended in 1983 with President Reagan. They increased it to 67, and you're probably going to see that again here in the next year or two. COLA started in 75. There was no taxation also till 83. Now up to 85% of your benefits can be, 15% are always tax deferred. There isn't major changes every year, only about once every 7 to 10 years. There's going to be a major change here pretty soon because the trust fund has 2.81 trillion, and it went down 56 billion last year for the first time. A lot of people taking Social Security, so there's going to be some more major changes. Next slide. Hey, put questions down. I'm going to answer them. I promise you. 3 important dates or ages for Social Security. It all starts with full retirement age. So that's somewhere between 66 and 67, full retirement age. You can take as early as 62. What's the good thing about it? You get a benefit now. You can use it, live off of it, invest it, do whatever you want to, but it's discounted for the rest of your life. You can wait later. Like me, I'm waiting later. I don't need that income coming in. What's the good thing about it? It's growing. It's growing a guaranteed 8% a year. What's the bad thing? I have nothing to show for it. I can't use it. But it's bigger the rest of my life. So full retirement age, you get your full benefit, your normal benefit, 100% of your benefit. Take early, it's less. Wait longer, it's more. You have to claim somewhere between 62 and 70. Well, you don't have to claim at 70. You just don't get the benefit then. Next slide. Any questions? Please put them in. So it asks here, can Social Security have a huge value? if you claim at your right time. Not the right time, not a right time, your right time. Yeah, then you know what? So if you're like me, I'm working, I'm bringing in good income, I'm in pretty darn good health. My dad died at 82, and we thought that was super young. My mom's 99, she's still going pretty darn strong. Yeah, I'm going to live a long time. I'm going to let my Social Security benefit grow. I have a approximately $3,000 full retirement at FRA, which is at 66 years and 2 months. So I'm coming up on the second year of growing it. You know what? The first year with inflation and the 8%, it grew about $400. In the second year, it grew about $500. My benefit grew right at $900 in 2 years because I'm not taking it. Part of that's inflation that everybody gets, but that 8% makes a big difference. More than half of that was from the 8%. Pretty cool. Social Security, you can go to the next slide. Social Security is a great benefit. Look at that, $2.8 trillion in the trust fund. $56 billion decreased last year. That trust fund, they buy special issue treasury bonds. They don't have any market value adjustment, so this interest rate doesn't affect it at all, except for just the new bonds are issued at a higher rate. But they've basically sold those out or borrowed almost against all of them. So IOUs from the U.S. government are the collateral of that. That's why some people say it's a Ponzi scheme. There's nothing backs this. There's not bonds anymore. They're gone, loaned against or sold, and that money, that almost $3 trillion, is used to pay down something in the budget. Not backed by gold, not backed by silver. I mean, it's backed by the full faith and credit. The reason I have no trouble, what backs the currency in your pocket? What backs that dollar bill? Nothing hard. It's an IOU from the U.S. government, same as that covers Social Security. Okay? So, it will go bankrupt, the trust fund. But how is Social Security funded? It's a pay-as-you-go system with Social Security, payroll taxes, or called FICA, Federal Insurance Contributions Act. Yeah, that's 6.2% we pay of every dollar of income. The 6.2% your employer pays. If you're self-employed, you get both sides of that. Yeah. Trust fund balance was about 2.85 trillion at the end of 21. We haven't got 22's figures yet, but it probably has gone down. And it's supposed to go away somewhere between 2032 and 2035, depending on who you believe. But the trust fund will go bankrupt. Does that mean you have no money coming in? No, there's still 6.2% coming in. But because of the demographics, in 1950, there's 15 people working for every retired. Today, it's less than 3 people working for every retired. We're an older society than we were at one time, no doubt about it. The trust fund is going to go in and is going to delete unless we make some changes. Next slide. So what are the changes going to be? They're going to be either increased on taxation or an increase on age, like full retirement age. I would much rather do age than taxes. And I will say if you're over the age of 50 or 55, don't touch those people. I don't want to touch my benefit. If you ask kids, my daughter's 33, my son's 31. If you ask them about Social Security, if it'll be around when they retire, what do you think they say? No. And that's what my dad told me. My dad was an electrical engineer, owned a car dealership. After he graduated, came back to work for his dad. He told me when I was young and better say, because Social Security's never going to be there. Well, guess what? It's here and going strong and has $2.85 trillion in the trust fund. Wow. Next slide. Facts. It is a pay-as-you-go system. It does borrow. It's not a Ponzi scheme. Next slide. Figure out your benefit, not the easiest thing, but quarters of coverage, or it's called work credits. You need 40 of those. You need 10 years. You can get one a quarter. You can get all the quarters in just one in the first quarter. It makes no difference. You can't get any more than 4 quarters a year. You need 40 of those, so you need 10 years. More you make, bigger your benefit. Anything above $160,200 this year, you don't pay Social Security tax. You pay Medicare, but you don't pay Social Security. So there's a limit. That doctor was basically at his limit because he was a very good earner. He was a pathologist, his entire life. Interesting dude. Take your 35 highest years, inflation adjusted. So that means that if you made 25,000 back in 1981, doesn't sound like much money, but you know what? You would have maxed out on Social Security. So it's inflation adjusted. 5.9% was the cost of living last year. This year it's 8.7. So it's whatever that inflation is. I just read in a like Forbes, there was a major magazine, and they were talking about how if inflation goes down, which it is, that because they go of where it was, that there would be no inflation factor next year. That's incorrect. They were wrong. I mean, if there's inflation year over year, you're going to have an inflation factor called COLA, cost of living adjustment. Next slide. Gotta love that dog. Full retirement age, FRA. They love Social Security loves their acronyms. If you're born from 1943 to 1954, your full retirement age was 66. If you're born in 55, I was 66 years and 2 months. Stair steps 2 months up to 67. A child, a baby, an infant born today, yeah, age 67, full retirement age. That'll probably change, but now it's full retirement age, 67. Next slide. If you take it early, it's going to be discounted as early as 62. It's going to be discounted somewhere between 70 and 75, 25 or 30%. It's a lot of discount. If you got $1,000 benefit, you're going to get $750 or $700 to $750 discounted a lot. Next slide. But if you wait longer than full retirement age, it's guaranteed to grow 8% a year. 8% a year. This year, I had 8.7% cost of living. Add to that 8% delayed retirement credits. That's 16.7% is what I'm growing mine at. It's going to be about $500 extra every year for the rest of my life. Well, what did the market do last year? Well, last year I made 5.9% of plus another 8%. Mine grew 400 last year. I'm talking about growth. What did the stock market do? It lost 20%. What did the bond market do? It lost 13%. Hard to believe the long bond, the 30-year bond with market value adjustment, if you bought it on January 1 and sold it January 31st, 1 year into the 30 years, it went down 39.2%. True. You don't hear that kind of stuff. Your bonds are safe. You know what's safe? A contractual insurance guarantee on a fixed or fixed index annuity. That is contractually safe. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So even if you had market value adjustment, which you do on most fixed index, you bought it and then you sold it in 1 year, you get the 10%. Yeah, you have a surrender charge, and you're going to maybe have, but it ain't going to be down 39.2%. I'll show you that. Next slide. Social Security, spousal benefits if you're married. You got to ask for this rascal, or is it done automatically for you? Well, most people guess this one wrong. It's automatic. Don't have to ask for it. It's done automatically. Big brother, they know who you are. They know you're married. They'll know your ages. Dave's PIA, again, an acronym, primary insurance amount. That's the amount at full retirement age, $2,400. Amy's PIA is $1,000. Dave takes his, Amy takes hers. Dave gets $2,400. Amy has the option of either taking all of hers, which is $1,000, or half of Dave's, which is $1,200. And I said she has the option. She really doesn't. It's called the deeming rule, DEEMING, deeming rule. What happens here is she goes in and gets the higher of the two, so she's going to get $1,200. On her statement, it shows $1,000. She gets $200 for the top up. Okay. Next slide. When we coach one-on-one, we go through. There's a lot of other things that kind of windy roads and hurdles there. Everybody dies. Nobody gets out of this alive, physically, maybe spiritually. Social Security benefits, have to ask for it, done automatically. Got to ask for this, baby. It's biblical. If you don't ask, you don't receive. Dave's benefits 2,000, Amy's benefits 1,200. Who normally dies first? Yeah, guy does. 75% of the time. You know, when I'm in a seminar, I ask the folks, do you know why that is? Do you know why the guy dies first? I tell him that he elects to. That's bad Nebraska humor, but it's kind of funny. Yeah, he dies. Amy now has the option to keep her benefit or jump to Dave's. She has to ask for it or she loses it. Can't take both benefits. File and suspend went away with the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015, implemented 1/1 of 16, but there still is file and suspend with survivors' benefits, interestingly enough, with survivors' benefits. So what she could do is she can take the widow's benefit at a discount as early as 60, but they can let hers grow and grow and grow all the way to 70 and then take it at no discount. Pretty cool. You can do vice versa, but you can only grow the widow's benefit to full retirement age because it doesn't grow delayed retirement credits. Now, that's kind of spinning plates and going over your head. Don't feel bad. When we're coaching, I dissect it. I go through it slower. We just cover a lot of ground. There's a book to read. There's some work involved, some attachments to read. But Social Security, it's a game changer for my business. And it can be a game changer for your business. You can be the go-to guy or gal in your area for Social Security. I am here in Fremont, and I certainly do a lot of business in Omaha. Next slide, please. Divorce. And there are more divorce. Probably the most left benefit on the table for Social Security. Remember those 4 things that have to happen? Married for 10 consecutive years, currently unmarried, married, ex is at least 62, divorce was 2 years ago or longer. If that's the case, you can use your ex just as if you're still living with them and married to them. How about that? In the eyes of Social Security. Why is that important? There's many more benefits with married couples. Hey, if you got a question, I know there's a lot of information here, but we break it down in 3 or 4 sessions when we're coaching together. And I will tell you right now, it's almost impossible. There's not to get more looks at portfolios when you know Social Security, because you got to know what their income streams are, what their asset bases are, what their expenses are, what their health is, what's their desires. I mean, there's all different kinds. And believe it or not, you know what Social Security Administration can do? They can give you a highest benefit at a certain age. They can't give advice. It's illegal for them to give advice. That's all we do. We're advisors. Advisors is what we are. Yeah. Next slide. Courting spouse. It's really going. There's only about 9 months left on this. Next slide. You got to be born before January 2nd of 1954. Next slide. So you got to be 69 years and 69 years and three or 4 months old. But this is complicated. It hardly ever is going to come up. And I haven't done this probably in 6 months with a real person out of all the people I talk to. But if that was the case, they could go in. If Amy's is 1,000, her PIA, Dave's is at 69 years and 3 months. He could wait and get the delayed retirement credits till 70, and then he could take half of Amy's in that time period, half of 500. He might be able to get 4,000 or 4,500. That's free money. Doesn't come up very often. It used to be a really big deal. It's not a big deal now. In fact, I'll probably be taking that information out of the slide deck here before it's all said and done pretty quickly. Next slide. Social Security, what can they do? They give you individual benefits, the year. What's the value going to be? Can't give advice. Next slide. Right from their manual, program operational manual systems. Provide enough information so that claimants can make informed choices, but do not give advice. Do not give advice. We give advice. It's illegal for them to. Puts us to the advantage. Next slide. It's important. There's different income streams. It's not a standalone. I always say Social Security is the worst corporate water cooler talk there is. Hey, Dave, I took it 62 and you did, you should too. Hey, Dave, I took it 70 and you should too. Stupid. It's ridiculous. That's like saying, Dave, I love radishes and you do too. I say radish because I just can't stand radishes. It's like snowflakes. Everything's different. So many different moving parts of Social Security. And I can coach them. And if you don't know the answers, then you can certainly ask me. I mean, I had one today. Actually, she called in. My son does Medicare, and she came in. She's retiring. She wants to get on Medicare. Her health's not very good. In fact, it's really bad. She'd like to continue to work. She's a great woman. She just can't. Her health is so bad. She can barely walk right now, which is sad. Her immune system. So she's talking about Social Security disability, which isn't my real cup of tea. But she asked me a question today. If she starts taking Social Security and then 6 months later you go in and you get on disability, well, she's going to go up and get basically what you got at full retirement age is going to be a big jump up. Can she do that? Well, you know what? I've done this for years and years. I didn't know that answer, but I'll go up on the program operational manual system. I'm going to find the answer out right after this webinar and call her back. There are some things I don't know, but the basics of Social Security I do. I know them inside and out, and I'm a great resource. And if you're working through IAMS, your business, and you're coaching, then you can talk to me whenever you want to. I'll certainly give you the answer or my input. Okay. Next slide. This is one of the major slides that I did my fact finding from. I found out what their wages are, their pensions, their income producing assets, like 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, Roths, savings, inherited money, real estate, life insurance, cash values, alimony, child support, on and on and on and on, all the different things. RMDs are now at 73, not 72, because of the Secure Act 2.0. Social Security really is conduit. It's how it fits into all those other four. But the moneymaker for us is number three. It's where I uncover all their assets. I can't give them the Social Security. I got to uncover assets. And there's some other things that I get. I get what their expenses are. I get what their debt are. I get what they want to do with the money. I mean, there's other things I get, but I do it off of a worksheet. Yeah. I tell you that, and that's how we go in and we garner the investment. Just to let you know, Social Security just it's powerful for the advisor, powerful for the agent. People ask me all the time, do I need to go get a designate, like a certificate? Pay $1,000 a one-day class, and you can. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've never gotten it. Would I sure if I had time? But I've had tons of people that have coached with me after they've gotten that and said, "Oh my gosh, Dave, we learned so much more from you." But I coach them. I coach you. Once you're on board, I help you with any answers, questions down the road. Next slide. That's the big question. That's the $10,000 question. When should I claim? And you know what? There's just a whole lot to be considered for your best claiming option. There's just so many different benefits. Next slide. Remember the three ways? Seminar marketing, that costs $2,950. You get me as a coach. I coach you up on 3 sessions, 45 minutes of Social Security. IAMS, Insurance Agency Marketing Services, they pay for that. You don't pay a thing. That's how I get paid. I'm not in your hierarchy. I don't get paid. I don't get a cut. I go in and I get paid from IAMS. Retirement Boss Radio, yeah, it's a little steeper. I mean, this is serious, but just look at the people on financial services on your AM radio station, which was the Rush Limbaugh talk show. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what, they're probably successful. $3,500 a month to $4,500. I would say that's about what the range is. But we're hoping for 10 appointments per month out of that radio. We also coach you up on Social Security. About a third of the business that comes in is Social Security business, like this doctor was yesterday. Interesting. 4 Social Security sessions. Yeah, that's if you don't want any marketing. You just say, I just want to learn Social Security, Dave. Yeah, pay me a check for $800. We do four sessions, and you still are able to use me. Okay, anytime that you've got a question on Social Security. 3 different ways. I don't think you'll find another FMO that's got 3 ways, 2 paid for, that you can learn Social Security. Next slide. Old saying, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Ha! Tomorrow never comes. It never comes. Yeah. Don't let that happen. If you heard something today that you like, then you need to mark yes on this poll coming up. So if you want to put that poll up, that would be great. And that poll is, yes, I would like more information on this subject of Social Security claiming. If you mark yes, then Lisa Marie is going to go in and who started this with IAM. She's going to give you a call. She's very, very good at what she does. She's sharp. And she's going to get lined up. She has my calendar. Line it up with my, I got a lot of things going on with I'm in full production. I do a lot of seminars. I do a lot of radio. I do a lot of marketing, period. Work my book. But if you mark yes, we're going to say, could Social Security be a fit for you? Could it be something that you want to go on in and learn? It takes a bit of an effort to do it. It isn't like you just coach with Dave Pimper and now I know everything. No. But if you read the book and read my attachments and when you see articles, you read the articles, I'm telling you what, within a month and a half, you're going to know a lot more about Social Security than you ever thought you would. And you're going to know 95% more than all Americans, maybe 98% more. Okay? So I'm going to turn this back over. Is there any questions that came on up for me to answer?
There are a couple of questions, Dave. The first one that came up is from Tony. It was early in the presentation, so he might have gotten part of his answer already in that, is this the workshop you do? Is this the client-facing presentation that you do?
It is. That's a good point. It is. I mean, parts of it. I got 44 slides, and we probably went through maybe 20 slides of it today. But I'm a big believer of how you start and how you finish. That's kind of whether you're going to get the appointment or not. How you start and how you finish. It's no different than when you were dating, if you can remember, way back when. I barely remember that. But it's how you can't stop, can't switch a first impression, and it's how you close. Hey, is it okay if I call you again? Would you like to go on another date? Is it okay if I mean, you ask for that. That's so it's how you started and how you finish. We have a great close with the evaluation, a sheet that they fill out right there. So we know the appointments we got. We'd like to get 10 appointments out of 2 nights. That's what that $2,950 does. So if you mark yes, we can certainly talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good question.
Another question that came up was on the seminars. They said that the guy's name is Larry.
Okay.
He asked if the seminars that you do, if they're like steakhouse seminars and what the investment is beyond that $2,950 and then what the return is usually and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. $2,950 is for marketing. It also gets the coaching. I mean, that doesn't pay for it. IAMS does, but there's no cost for the coaching on Social Security. The only other cost you could have is we don't do any dinners. We don't cater. We give them, I call it the 3 C's, Cokes, cookies, and coffee. We actually don't even give Cokes or coffee anymore. We give water, bottled water, and then we do some kind of wrapped chip, like a little Cheetos or a little Lay's chip or something like that. And then we give them like little wrapped candy, little wrapped, chocolates or something like that. Pandemics changed some of that. So we used to have coffee and we used to have tea. That's it. So you know what? I mean, normally you'll spend $30-$40 if you get a kind of a full house. It isn't much. And then sometimes the library could charge, or the museum or municipal center or the school, senior. Sometimes there is a charge. We're having one down at the Eagles Club. You normally have at the library in Fremont, but Eagles, and they have a downstairs and they have chairs, and there is a donation. So I'll give them $100. I wouldn't have to give them anything, but I'll give them $100 for a donation. So, but that $2,950, that's pretty much all inclusive. So for all my coaching and so forth, it's all paid for by IAMS. It's a pretty good deal. We guarantee 35 signups. That doesn't mean all those people come, because they don't. We have, but Facebook marketing, I'm telling you what, I didn't think much of it 3-4 years ago, but we got a vendor that is extremely good. Did coaching, paid big money, thousands of dollars for coaching about algorithms and so forth with the actual coach is from Facebook. So he's very good at what he does. So that's a really good question. Thank you. Anything else there?
I think that was all we had for questions today. You covered things pretty well.
Okay, well, good. Well, I will let you close it, but thank you so very much for taking your time out on a Friday. I hope we got a lot of yeses because it's fun. It's fun for me to talk about Social Security. It's fun for me to talk about marketing. It's fun. It's fun to help people make more money. That's the name of the game, and that's what I try to do through IAMS, the FMO, who I'm you know, I have a proprietary relationship with IAMS. I don't work with anybody else, and it's just a good system. So I'll go ahead and let you close this up.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave is one of our OG members here, so I know Dave from back in the day, and
Yep.
we definitely have some great programs here. With continue clicking yes or no on those, I have what happens if you do click yes is I just give you a call. That's all. Don't worry, I'm not going to come knocking at your door. I'm not going to take your money, nothing like that. It's just so that I could reach out and get you in touch with Dave so that he can answer your questions. Um, and if you don't be afraid to click no, if that's something you're not interested in as well, we actually use this scientifically to see what people are interested in. So we know if we should do more seminars like this, more webinars like this, or what kind of things that people are interested in hearing about. Feel free to type more questions in there as well, because if you don't get the answer during the webinar, then I can get the answer for you and get you in touch with Dave. Also, I have give me a call if the Life and Annuity Academy is something that you are interested in hearing about. We do have a few more seats, I think about 4 more seats left for next month. That's also very helpful. We have some great presenters, and you can learn a lot if you're a top producer already, or even if you're doing amazing things in the field now. You can always learn more and get some new ideas, fresh ideas from other producers. Thank you so much again for joining our webinar today. My number here is 800-255-5055. You'd ask for Lisa Marie, and I can make sure that you have all the information you need. Thanks again. We appreciate you, and you have a great day.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.